What is up everybody, I'm Ritvik Dashura and I'm back with a new video and some new learnings. In this video I'm going to cover how to extract financial statements of a company through a website called financialmodelingprep.com. I picked this website because the API documentation of this website was quite friendly. It's free to extract data, and I also checked the reliability of the data, and it was good, so we can trust them. So we are going to cover how to extract the financial statements, plus we will make Piotroski Score, which is basically a score in order to get the best quality stocks and value stocks. If you want to get access of my Google Drive where I save all my codes, then you can go to my YouTube channel, and after subscribing, click on this button which is access to my Google Drive. It will pop up a Google form, and I'll be using this email address in order to give the access to my personal Google Drive. I save all my codes here, and you can use all these codes for free. There are no copyright issues, and the one and only condition that I will be looking forward before giving the access is that you should be my subscriber. Let's start with our video. So Piotroski, as I already mentioned, it is a score in order to get the best value stocks. It is a score that ranges from 0 to 9. This is the definition on Investopedia. So according to this score, these are the criteria. If like for example, the first one is if the company has positive net income, then it will add 1 point to the Piotroski score. If it has a positive return on asset, it will have 1 more point, and like this is how it will increase the score of the Piotroski score of a company. And these are the 9 criterias, and if the company fulfills all these 9 criteria, then the company will be having Piotroski score, also known as F-Score, equal to 9. It means that it is the best value stock. And if the company is having a score of 0 or 1, then it means that it is not a good value stock. So yeah, we will be making this Piotroski score using Python, but before that, as you can see, that we need net income data, annual net income data, annual return on assets like total assets data, operating cash flow data, all this data. So for that, we'll have to extract the financial statements first. I'll be using requests library in order to extract the data. This library is used to extract data from a website. So import, I think it is inbuilt in the Anaconda Python, but if it's not inbuilt, then you should do pip install requests before writing this code, otherwise it won't work. So import request and import JSON. So what it does is basically we'll be using there are a lot of application of this library, but in this case we'll be using it in order to convert the type of the data. Through JSON we'll be converting the type of the HTML data into a dictionary format, which is the format that can be easily read by Python. So let's start with it. Data is equal to requests.get. Now this is the website that I'm using in order to extract all the data, and for this there is an API. You can go to this API documentation in order if you want to like read about the API and all, but for your help I have already like got it from somewhere, and this is this thing. I'll be saving this code on the Google Drive. You can just take it from the code that will be saved on my Google Drive, but before that, just please subscribe to my YouTube channel and then get access to my Google Drive. So yeah, through this API I'm extracting the balance sheet. In this case I'm extracting the balance sheet. We can also extract cash flow statement or income statement through this API. I'll tell you how to do it. So this is how we can do it. If I type data, you can see the Python is not able to read it because it's in a different format. So let's convert it into a dictionary format by doing it like this. So this is the balance sheet of Apple, which is quarterly, and it's in dictionary format. We need it in a data frame format. We need it in a table format, of course. So let's convert it into a table format. So data is equal to data. First of all, let's remove the symbol. So we just need financials here. Perfect. Now let's convert it into a data frame, which is a tabular format. For that we need pandas as PD, and df data frame is equal to PD dot data frame and then data. Perfect. We can see that we have the balance sheet in the tabular format, but the problem is that the balance sheet, I would say, line items, which is like cash and cash equivalents, short-term investments, are on the column header. They should be on the row headers, and the date should be in the column headers. So let's just convert it to this way. Perfect. Now we have our balance sheet. Now let's see how to extract the income statement. We just need to do this income, and let's make it annual this time. Perfect. So we have annual income statement. We have everything, net income and EPS, blah blah blah, EBITDA, EBIT, etc. We have the income statement of Apple, but the column header is actually not at the date. So let's make column header to be date. Perfect. Also, we just need, for example, if we just need the data of last 4 years, is 2019, 18, 17 and 16. So let's just remove them. So perfect. So we have our income statement ready. If we need cash flow statement, we just need to do cash flow of the Apple. So we have the cash flow statement also. Now this is how we can extract the financial statements of a company. We can like put Tesla also if you want, of a company, using this website. Now let's do one thing. We can see that we can change this to cash flow statement, to income statement, to balance sheet. We can change the tickers, we can change the period. So it's better to make a function such that we put inputs of which type of financial statement do we need to extract, which company financial statements do we need, and what is the period that is required, that it's quarterly or annual. So we can make a very basic function. I've made it in this tab. I'm not gonna do it here because it will take a lot of time. So because like we can see that this is this big, this long code that actually I wrote it yesterday. So in this code, what I've done is everything is the same, but I've just made a statement, a function which is statement, and the inputs are ticker, statement and period. I just like change this link such that it on just inputting this 3 inputs will get the required statement. So we can see that statement of say Ford, and first one is ticker, statement of Ford, and I need income statement. We can see that I just like made some conditions, like if it's IS then it will throw income statement, if it's BS it will throw balance sheet statement. So I need income statement, and in the end I need annual data. So annual data, so we can see. So perfect. So we have the income statement, perfect, and 2018, 17, 16, 15, and perfect, it is a 4. So yeah, this is how we can make a very basic function in order to generalize this thing. I made it just to make the Piotroski score. Now let's move to the second part of this video, which is how to calculate the Piotroski score. We can see that in Investopedia, we just need income. All these figures like net income, if it's positive, we'll have +1. If the return on assets is positive, we'll have +1. If the operating cash flow is positive, we'll have +1. If the cash flow from operations is greater than income statement, net income, then we'll have +1. If the long-term debt in the current period is less than the long-term debt in the previous period, will have +1. If the current ratio is increased in this year, we'll have +1. If there are no issues, no new issues of the share, that is no dilution, we'll have +1. If we have the gross margin which is higher as compared to the previous year, +1. And in the end, if we have a higher asset turnover ratio, we'll have +1 as well. So yeah, what we need to do here is basically I just like made multiple functions here, or for all this 9 parameters, and in the end I calculated the Piotroski score. So we can see that the first function is net income. What I'm doing is as I already mentioned, that I made a data frame here. So from the data frame, I'm importing the data of just net income and the last year net income data. Similarly, for return on assets, the formula of return of assets is basically net income divided by average assets of the current year and the previous year. So I calculated the average assets here, and then a return net income, which is this function, and divided by average assets. I extracted the operating cash flow from cash flow statement, and this is how I just did all the work here. I calculated the current ratio, etc. So I did all this work here. I'll be putting this code on the Google Drive. I'm not gonna explain this because I just calculated all these things, basic ratios, which you can do on yourself. This is basic calculation of all the ratios. So I made multiple multiple functions for these different parameters, and in the end I just made a separate function for Piotroski score, and made many conditions. If the net income is positive, we'll have Piotroski is addition of 1 in the starting Piotroski score. P score is equal to 0, and then we'll have P score +1 if the return on asset of the ticker is greater than 0. This is the function that I made. Then we'll have +1, blah 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 blah, and these are the 9 parameters, and in the end we are returning the P score. And then in order to check it, I calculated the P score of these 6 different companies, which is Apple, Google, Tesla, Ford, Microsoft, and Morgan Stanley. And I made a function here, not a function, I made a for loop here, and I just after entering it, it took some time in order to calculate it, because for that it had to run all these functions and download all the data, all the statements. So it took some time, around I would say 2 minutes, in order to make this data frame. But in the end, I got the data frame of Piotroski score of these 6 companies, which is Apple, Google, Tesla, Ford, Microsoft, and Morgan Stanley. We can see that Apple and Microsoft have a Piotroski score of 7 out of 9. It means that these 2 companies are still value stocks, quality stocks, as if we see Piotroski score. If we consider Piotroski score, and we can see that Google and Tesla are not quality or value stocks. In the end, we can make a data frame of these companies. I tried, not actually, I was thinking to try it for the entire S&P 500 companies, because it will give me the Piotroski score of all the companies of the S&P 500. It will take a lot of time in order to run, because it will have to extract the financial statements of all these companies of S&P 500, and then it will make it. But yeah, we can do it. And then in our analysis of value stocks, we can put this as one of the part of our analysis, that the Piotroski score of this particular company is this. So yeah, it's a very good analysis. There are many people who are using this score in order to get the value stocks, the quality stocks. There are many funds in India, especially. There are many funds. I read a prospectus of Aditya Birla I don't remember which fund was that, but there was one of the fund of Aditya Birla Company, which is one of the biggest company, I would say one of the biggest company in financial services sector, and they were using this code in order to do the stock selections. So yeah, perfect. If you like my video, then please click on the like button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any comments, concern, questions, anything, you can write it on the comment box. And also you can get access to my Google Drive by clicking on this button, but only after subscribing to my YouTube channel, and you can get access to all the codes including this one through the Google Drive. So yeah, I hope you like my video. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. See ya. Bye bye.